What's up, everybody? It's your boy Blue, and this is Talk with Blue. This is a new series that I'm bringing to the Blue Speaker Network. And if y'all haven't already, go ahead and make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And what other better way than starting off a new series on the channel than with, somebody that's close to me, one of my closest homeboys, Richard motherfucking Brown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up?
So, this is, the first time I'm doing, I'm bringing back the whole sit down to talk with Blue thing, but my boy got a merch line. So, go ahead, man. Tell everybody about what we got on. The whole vlyve, I want you to start kind of like from the beginning. Before the merch, when it was just a thought. So take me back. When did this whole thing start?
Man, I'm going to take you back to 2016, man. We was down there in Albany, went for their homecoming. The second time we went down there, we was just like, we're going to go down there, we're going to turn up, bro. We're going to be all the way live.
Okay.
We're going to be V motherfucking live when we go down there.
Yeah.
When we went, bro, the whole time we was down there, we in this bitch V motherfucking live. We V live, man. All the way live. The whole, the whole trip. And that's just something I never stopped saying.
So just some Instagram, it's live.
Yeah, Snapchat, Instagram.
That's just do it big.
My captions. Yeah, it's a good time, bro. It always was a good time. Whenever V Live was said, a good time was being had. It was always a vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the beginning.
The beginning. So whenever it was so the whole feeling is what you're trying to say. Behind the merch, behind the clothing, every fabric, every stitching, you trying to say you breathing out just have fun. This merch was just brought to me just coming straight from out of nothing, just having fun with it.
Facts. It's a vibe, bro.
Yeah.
When you put this on, bro, you gonna more than likely you going out. And when you go out, what you gonna catch? You gonna catch a vibe.
Yeah. I didn't wore this motherfucker a few places comfortable, just wearing it out. But this, it's some real good material for people that is watching everything back. It's not ain't cheap. It's real good. But we're gonna talk about vendors and all that later. But
for sure,
tell me about you though. Before we get into the merch, you told me about what you think where it came from, where it stems from, that feeling it gives. But I want to know about Richard. So, even back further, behind the merch.
Yeah.
So, was there a person that wanted to do fashion? Was that something that you wanted to do, or was what?
Nah, I never had a passion for fashion or nothing like that, or clothes. I would have never, if you would have asked me 10 years ago, if you would have told me, hey, you going to have a clothing line in the future, I probably wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it just wasn't even in the books or the plans for you to be doing nothing with, clothing?
Not early on. It's just, when the vision came to me, when I seen in my head, before anything ever came out, before there was ever a hoodie, or a T-shirt, or a sweatsuit.
Yeah.
I had the image in my head. I could just picture it was real basic. It was a picture of just a T-shirt. It was white with vlyve going across it.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like that would be hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be hard. So I ended up running that by one of my close friends, and it made sense to him.
Yeah.
So I just went ahead and I started putting money towards it immediately. I paid for a logo and stuff like that. Paid for a logo, and I started buying materials to make the first.
Okay. Whoa. I don't want you to give it all away because we gonna talk. Yeah, I want to get into this shit, and let me know, man. Talk to me. This, because I'm still back and I'm still learning about Richard. You saying I'm talking about from kid up until now that you thinking so. You saying clothing wasn't it? You never thought about styling nobody?
Nope.
So you never because I would see you always kept with nice J's and things growing up.
Yeah.
And you would only think the person like in school, you know, back in the day, like, yo, the person in school always got nice J's on, you know what I mean? He always have like probably a nice polo with it, something to match.
Yeah.
You would think in their head that person have a sense of fashion, a sense of style that maybe it's just probably who he is then. You know what I mean? That's what you're saying. Like, it's just who I am. Like, I just wear this. It was just me.
Yeah.
But now, growing into it's like, dang, like you said, you wouldn't think you could be, like, I would think the next step from something like this, not only just having your line, but like collaborating with somebody to maybe probably be like a Virgil Abloh where you did something like a creative director, like a Louis Vuitton type shit. You know what I mean? Like, that would probably be a next move in a urban clothing line wear type of business. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's crazy how that world wasn't it. So then what was it? Like, what did you thought? Like, yo, I'm gonna do this. Like,
as a kid, like, all right, as a kid, of course, like, I wanted to play like basketball, shit like that.
okay.
But I mean, the older you get, and you start to realize, like, I don't know, I started to realize I really ain't have a passion for it type shit.
Yeah. Everybody gotta have a certain hunger
Yeah.
for sports and shit like that, bro. You gotta have a certain relentlessness. Like, you gotta be
Right.
dedicated. You gotta understand. You gotta eat, live, and breathe like sports. If that's your passion, that's your life goal. You gotta work out. You gotta be. You know what I mean? Like, all that shit. But so it wasn't working out. It wasn't basketball, but you thought that's what it was as a kid. All right.
Nah, yeah, like, I played basketball, football, I played everything, soccer, nigga, baseball, I played all that shit. But I never, like, by the time I got to high school, I wasn't playing no sports. I was just too focused on, like, I don't know, like, females and shit.
Yeah. Dumb shit. The dumb shit.
Like, yeah, dumb shit, bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Nothing detrimental.
Okay.
At that point in time, like, I'm just doing my work and I'm just trying to talk to the hoes.
So relationships. So you would obviously niggas really dress for hoes. You know what I mean? Like,
Facts,
well, women. We gonna say, you know, they really just dressing to dress for the girls to get them. You want to look fresh.
Yeah.
To be honest, if you niggas wasn't out here trying to get no women, they'd probably be out here barefoot, around with muscle shirts on and shit like that. So what I'm thinking, you said you talked to a homeboy about it. And then that sparked the idea of you wanting to get it more of a business and done.
Yeah.
So when did you start to think, which came first? Was it the clothing? Or was it the business of like how I wanted to be structured? The name, this or that? Like, what came first?
The way the conversation was a conversation about entrepreneurship, which branched off into me pitching the clothing line. We was just talking like, hey man, I'm really trying to start like a business. I ain't trying to be working for nobody for the rest of my life type shit. And I know he got like, he a photographer and he like record music and he do a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. And I was like really just trying to weigh my options and figure out like what I want to do. Like what I feel like will work for me so I can stop working. And I ran it by him. And yeah.
So at that point, y'all was just talking about life.
Facts.
It wasn't even so much. So even in a conversation, you see that you find things, man, like that you wouldn't even looking for, and it comes to people. Yeah. So the clothing line idea came, and that's when you say you want to start buying the machines. Was it you, or it was solely you in this in the beginning? Like, was the friend that told you this as well? Like, is he in it? Like, how many people are trying to establish the brand of the clothing line itself?
It was just me.
Okay.
I paid for the logo like right after that conversation. After I talked to the graphic designer about it, I was like, "What you think about it?" He was like, "Yeah, that could go. That'll be hard." And I know him, you know.
So tell me about the logo then.
Yeah, the logo. Well, he know me. So
yeah.
we be together. He just so happened to do graphic designing. So he knew exactly what I wanted when I told him, like, I just want a logo for vlyve. because he always was a part of it. Like,
Yeah.
while we was vlyve and all that,
Yeah.
he was always there. So he knew exactly what I wanted. He knew exactly how I wanted it. So I paid him, and then when it came back, that shit was dead on, like spot on, 100% exactly what I pictured.
So the famous cup in wording, because obviously, you know, for legal purposes, there's a club out there, and you change the name.
Facts.
And the famous cup, right? Like I don't know why, but it's genius. Whether you believe it or not, bruh, there's always gonna be the argument about what's in somebody's